Chapter 10, Analytics and Data Platform Services. Chapter 10 covers analytics and data platform services in AWS, S3 data lakes, AWS Glue, the Glue data catalog, Lake Formation, Athena, Redshift, EMR, OpenSearch, and Amazon Data Firehose. The core idea is that modern analytics architecture is no longer just about storing files and running reports later. A serious AWS data platform needs ingestion, storage, cataloging, governance, transformation, querying, search, streaming, and cost control to work together. The goal is to turn raw data into reliable insight without creating a fragile mess of custom pipelines. Amazon S3 is the foundation of most AWS data lakes. It provides durable, scalable object storage where raw, processed, and curated data can live. Historically, many data lakes were just folders full of CSV or Parquet files, partitioned by date or business key. That still exists, but it is no longer the full modern pattern. Open table formats, especially Apache Iceberg, have become central because they add table metadata, schema evolution, time travel, and transactional behavior on top of S3 objects. This matters because data lakes need trust. If multiple systems read and write data at the same time, loose folders are not enough. Modern table formats help make S3 behave more like a reliable analytical table layer while keeping the scale and cost advantages of object storage. The practical result is a lakehouse pattern. Data remains in S3, but query engines and processing systems can treat it with stronger structure and consistency. AWS Glue is the main data integration and metadata service around this platform. Glue can run ETL jobs, discover schemas, crawl data sources, prepare data, and support transformations. But in modern architectures, Glue should not always mean heavy batch processing. More workloads are moving toward managed ingestion, CDC patterns, zero ETL integrations, and lighter transformations where possible. Glue is still important, but the best architecture avoids unnecessary data movement. The Glue data catalog is the metadata center of the data platform. It tells services what datasets exist, what schemas they have, where the data lives, and how tables are organized. Athena, Redshift Spectrum, EMR, Glue, Lake Formation, and other tools can all use the catalog. Without a strong catalog, a data lake becomes a data swamp. Files exist, but teams cannot confidently discover, govern, or reuse them. Lake Formation adds the governance layer. It helps enforce access control across data lake tables, columns, rows, and in more advanced cases, finer-grained access boundaries. This is especially important in multi-account enterprise environments where central data teams, product teams, analysts, and application teams all need controlled access to shared data sets. The important shift is that permissions should not be scattered across raw S3 bucket policies alone. Data access should be governed at the platform level. Athena is the serverless SQL query service for data in S3. It is often the simplest way to query a data lake because there is no cluster to manage. Athena works well for ad hoc analysis, log queries, exploration, reporting, and querying Iceberg-style tables through the catalog. It is powerful when the data is well organized and the query patterns match serverless SQL. It can become expensive or slow when teams scan huge amounts of poorly partitioned or poorly formatted data. Redshift is the managed data warehouse. It is designed for fast analytical queries, dashboards, BI workloads, structured reporting, and high-performance data warehouse patterns. Redshift can integrate with S3 and increasingly with operational data sources through managed and zero ETL style patterns. The architectural point is that Redshift is where you go when analytical performance, concurrency, BI integration, and warehouse-style modeling matter more than raw lake flexibility. A modern gotcha with Redshift is the move away from legacy Python UDFs. For long-lived platforms, architects need to avoid designs that depend on soon-to-be unsupported patterns and plan around supported extension models, such as Lambda UDFs, where custom logic is required. That is a good example of why data platforms need lifecycle management, not just data modeling. EMR is the big data processing layer for frameworks such as Spark, Hive, Presto, and related distributed processing tools. EMR is useful when workloads need large-scale transformation, advanced processing, or ecosystem compatibility beyond simple SQL. The modern preference is increasingly toward EMR serverless where possible because it separates processing from cluster lifecycle management. That reduces operational overhead compared with always managing EC2-based clusters. OpenSearch is used for search, log analytics, operational analytics, and increasingly vector or semantic search patterns. It fits when the workload needs fast search over text, logs, events, application data, or observability-style datasets. OpenSearch Serverless reduces the need to manage cluster sizing directly, especially for variable workloads. It should not be treated as a replacement for a data warehouse, but it is extremely useful when search, indexing, and low-latency exploration are central. Amazon Data Firehose is the near real-time ingestion service. It receives streaming data from applications, logs, IoT systems, databases, and other producers, then delivers it to destinations such as S3, Redshift, OpenSearch, Splunk, and HTTP endpoints. The modern naming matters. It is Amazon Data Firehose, not just Kinesis Data Firehose. Its role is straightforward but important. Reliable managed delivery, buffering, formatting, compression, and basic transformations without building custom ingestion plumbing for every stream. A senior engineer should think about the platform flow. Data is ingested through Firehose, CDC, batch loads, or application exports. It lands in S3, ideally organized with modern table formats when analytical reliability matters. Glue and the data catalog describe the data. Lake Formation governs access. Athena queries interactively. Redshift serves warehouse and BI workloads. EMR handles heavier distributed processing. OpenSearch supports search and operational analytics. Each service has a place. The architecture fails when everything is forced through one tool. The bottom line is simple. A modern AWS data platform is built around open table formats, serverless first processing where possible, strong cataloging, and centralized governance. Store data durably in S3. Describe it through Glue Data Catalog. Govern it with Lake Formation. Query it with Athena, Redshift, EMR, and OpenSearch based on workload needs. Ingest continuously with Amazon Data Firehose. Good analytics architecture is not just about collecting data. It is about making data trustworthy, discoverable, secure, and useful.